Hello everyone, my name is Zhesheng Liu, and we're glad to present our work in collaboration with Mei Guo, Yue Dai, and Dan Lingman at the University of Pittsburgh. The ImageArg, a multi-module tweet dataset for image persuasive mining. Here is the background motivation. We have witnessed growing interest in mining text persuasiveness. For example, text persuasiveness corpora have promoted applications in automated systems, such as debating and essay scoring systems. However, there's little work mining image persuasiveness. For example, mining image persuasion from an augmentative perspective, or explore image functionality and means of persuasion in social media. To make it concrete, here is an illustrative example showing image improved persuasion in tweets. If you read the tweet text, it indicates gun violence has serious and lasting social and emotional impacts. However, it's not quite convincing if you only read the text. So the author attached two images. These two images show the statistics of gun violence in California. Therefore, these tweets become more persuasive. We take the opportunity to analyze the image persuasiveness in this project and have the following contributions. First, we propose a new scheme to annotate image persuasiveness in tweets. Second, we analyze the reliability of the annotated dataset. We call it ImageArg. The third, we leverage multi-modal method to construct baselines on ImageArg. Last, our corpus and code are publicly available on GitHub. Let's begin with the annotation scheme. We developed four-dimensional taxonomy to annotate the image persuasiveness on the topic of gun control, immigration, and abortion. The first dimension is Argumentative Stance, which answers the question, do the text and image hold an argumentative stance? The second dimension is Image Persuasiveness Score, which answers how do we measure the image persuasiveness? The third dimension is Image Content Type, which answers what kind of images are used to persuade the audience. The last dimension is Persuasion Mode, which answers why do images improve the tweet persuasiveness? Let's start with the first dimension, the Argumentative Stance. We adapt the standard annotation scheme from Muhammad's work to multimodality. We have two labels, a positive and negative. There are two examples of the tweets. On the left, it supports gun control. On the right, it opposes gun control. It is difficult to distinguish the stance if we only read the images. Therefore, we need to read both the image and the text to get the stance. From this end, we understand that image is a supplementary modality that can be used and analyzed. So we have the second dimension that measure the image persuasive score. It has three steps to annotate image persuasive scores. The first step is annotate the text persuasiveness score ST using 5 levels of persuasiveness score proposed in Carter's work. The second step is to annotate the text and image persuasive score SIT used in the same scheme. The third step is compute the persuasiveness difference with or without images. Therefore, the image persuasive score is defined as the average persuasiveness difference in n annotations, which is shown in this formula. If we give a threshold gamma, we can binarize the image persuasive score into labels in this formula. Here are 3 examples that show different persuasive scores in terms of images. On the left, it has 0 because this image is not quite related to gun violence, which is stated in the text. So its image persuasive score is 0, which means it doesn't improve the persuasiveness of the tweets. Example in the middle, it has the persuasive score of 0.6 because these images describe the things about the gun violence. which matches what the tweet states. On the right, it has the highest persuasive score of 1.2 because this image shows a statistical result of unprecedented murder spike in major US cities. It is very strong evidence to persuade the audience. The third dimension is image content type, which analyze what kind of images are used to persuade the audience. So we adapt augmentative rows of evidence scheme in the HATIP work to annotate the image content types. It has 3 labels: statistic, testimony, anecdote. For the statistics, this example shows that the image has a figure, the quantitative results that persuade the audience to believe the statement in the text. The testimony, it shows a congressman as a quote, "If war gun made us safer, would be the safest country on earth," which increased the persuasiveness of this tweet. The anecdote describe personal stories. In the example, the images has 2 stories. The first story is that at the time of the Second Amendment, gun fired 1 round 1 minute. But today, rifles can fire 138 rounds in a minute. It is based on personal experience, so it can be annotated as anecdote. However, those 3 examples of the labels are unable to cover all of these images we discovered in the tweet. So we propose new labels to annotate augmentative rows of images. The slogan, theme, and symbolic. The slogan shows the image has a highlighted statement in it. The scenes shows that there is a scenery, such as a report from the CNN of the event. The symbolic is a non-literal information regarding these tweets. In addition, our last dimension measures why this image improved the persuasiveness. So we annotate the persuasion mode. We adapt Aristotle's rhetoric to annotate the image persuasion mode in multi-modality. It has logos, pathos, and ethos. For the logos, this image shows the statistics. So the audience need to logic reasoning to make it more convincing. For the pathos, this image shows a poor person. So the audience may feel the happiness from these images, which will improve the persuasiveness of this tweet text. For the ethos, this image shows a quote from the New York Times, which is a backup for the statement that the US had 4.4% of the world's population, but 42% of gun violence. Those are all 4 dimensions of our annotations. Next, I'm going to introduce the annotation pipeline. We focus on 3 topics: gun control, immigration, and abortion. We retrieve 286,000 raw tweets using topic-related keywords ranging from March 2019 to March 2021. So we identify augmentative tweets using the augmentative text classifier API and discards 99.48% of the raw tweets that have a weak or low augmentativeness. So we use the rest of the tweets to do annotation. Here is the pipeline. The input is tweet text and image. The first annotation is a stance. It's positive, negative, neutral, non-relevant. Only if it's annotated as positive or negative, you can go to the next stage that annotate the image content type or persuasion score. If the persuasion score is greater than the threshold we defined, you'll be annotated as with the persuasion mode. So at the last, it has 4-dimensional annotation for each tweet. Here is an inter-reader agreement. We annotated 1,003 tweets on the gun control topic, which achieve substantial agreement on stance and immigration content type. We have 249 annotations on the persuasion mode in terms of logos, pathos, and ethos, which has moderate agreement. In addition, we conduct parallel annotation on the immigration and abortion topic, which shows low agreement on the image persuasion mode in terms of logos, pathos, and ethos. Therefore, we create the first version of the ImageArg using gun control topic and leave the rest two topics in our next version. Here is Corpus statistics. We show that support and post stance are most evenly distributed in our corpus. The red is support, blue is opposed. And also, the image content type mostly include symbolic, scene, and anecdote images. The pathos takes a larger proportion in the persuasion mode, which suggests that tweets are inclined to use emotional images to persuade the audience. We'll also analyze the interaction between image content type and persuasion mode. For example, most of the statistic images use logos to appeal the audience, which require logical reasoning. And most of the scene and anecdote images use pathos to express emotions, which is common in tweets. And most of the testimony images use ethos to improve the credibility. In addition, we'll also conduct the computational models on our corpus. Our baseline is positive majority baseline for classification. And the text modality model encode the text with bird. The image modality encode the image with resonant 50. The multi-modality that concatenated these two encoders. Here is the pipeline of the model. The encoder, multi-layer perception, and the prediction. The experiment results shows that Stan has the best performance in text modality because the text is the most informative modality to present augmentative views. The image persuasiveness has the best performance in multi-modality because it needs both text and images to persuade the audience. The image modality is the best in pathos, since images appeal to emotions. Multimodality is best in logos, since it needs text and images to reason. Text modality is best in ethos, since it expresses most credibility. Here is the conclusions. We annotate a new multimodal dataset based on the 4-dimensional taxonomy. We analyze image persuasiveness from an augmentative perspective. The experiment results show there is ample room for model improvements, such as image or text encoders. We published the first version of gun control topic. The corpus and code are available on GitHub. Please feel free to scan the QR code if you are interested. Thank you.